It's Thursday, December 3rd, and I'm out here on the North Country National Scenic Trail in the Cheyenne National Grasslands east of Jorgens Hollow Campground. It's an area that I've hiked and been on with bike as well numerous times. As you can see, it's a gorgeous day. Temperatures in the mid-40s and not much wind. Great day to be out on the trail. However, a year ago, it was a totally different story. There was lots of snow, it was cold, and one of the things I like doing in the winter is snowshoeing, and this area in particular is a great place to snowshoe because this particular loop trail is about 4 miles. And it's a great workout, and it's a good place to get some peace and quiet. One of the things that makes this difficult, however, in the winter is the fact that everything looks the same. Obviously now, as you can see the trail. Well, you can see my shadow as well, but you can see the trail behind me. It's pretty easy to find, even in the midst of all of the leaves that have fallen. It's straightforward, it's easy to follow. No one can get lost out here. However, picture this in winter when there's 8, 10, 12 inches of snow or even a couple feet of snow, and all of a sudden everything looks the same. One of the things that the Forest Service has done out here along the trail is put up these wooden posts, and they have the North Country National Scenic Trail emblem on them. So even when there is copious amounts of snow out here, there's a way to find your path. However, think about the color of the post. It's brown. Look at the trees around it. They're brown or darker colored. And these posts happen to be along maybe every 150 to 200 yards. And they may be hidden as you look forward, hidden behind some trees or around a bend. So it's difficult sometimes to find your way. My main purpose for being out here today is to paint what are called blazes on some of the trees. Blazes are about a 2-inch wide by 6-inch long strip that is placed as a marker. So that way, when you don't see those wooden markers like we had back there, you can see blue, kind of like my jacket, painted on trees. It's a way for pathfinding. It doesn't show you in the winter exactly where the path is because you have to put it on trees. However, it's a great way to know that you are close to being on the path, and it helps give you some reassurance. This particular area is pretty important to me because last winter I was out here, and as I said, I've been on this trail numerous times, more times than I can imagine. And yet, if you think about all of this area just being covered with snow, I thought I knew where the trail was. I had seen a couple of those brown posts that the Forest Service had put up, and so I just kept going where I thought the trail went. However, I got to a point where, if you want to say, I began to panic. I thought I knew where it went, so I went trudging along with my snowshoes. And soon I knew I was off the trail because underneath my snowshoes I was falling into sumac plants, or the remains, or if you want to say the saplings of the sumac that was buried underneath the snow. So I knew it wasn't right. But I thought, well, it's got to be up here somewhere. So I just kept going. I just kept thinking, if I just go far enough, fast enough, everything will look familiar and I'll be back on the trail. Even when we think something is familiar, something we've seen many times before, we get into a new environment and all of a sudden it's not the same. At least for myself, I kind of lost my sense of direction. I lost my bearings. And in a bit of panic, I just took off where I thought it was best. On the North Country Trail, those 2-inch by 6-inch blazes that are put on trees are a particular color. They're blue, as I said, kind of like my jacket. Nelson Boundary Blue is the name of the paint that is used on them. And so, with that paint on trees, you can find your way. It's not necessarily exact, as I said, because the trees happen to be a bit off the particular path, but you know you're within a few yards of the North Country Trail. The blue blazes give you a sense of assurance, a sense that, hey, I am on the right path. I can follow and not panic. You all know that we're in areas that we've never been before. Sure, we're in our homes, we're in our jobs, we're doing the things that in many ways we like to do. However, the pandemic has caused numerous changes. And sometimes we get a little frightened and a little scared and we want things to quote unquote go back to normal. And so we just blaze our own trail instead of following the markings of science, the markings of past generations, the wisdom of people who have done things before and endured things before. We just set off in a panic-stricken way, making our own way through life, maybe thinking it's a conspiracy and people are out to get us, or there's so many demons out there that we just have to keep moving. But I encourage us to look for the blazes, those markings that have been put there before, the wisdom of others, sacred writings, other writings, science, things that help guide us, calm us, and keep us on a path. So behind my shoulder, there is a blue blaze. And you can see the tree is fairly close to the trail. And as I move up a little bit, you can maybe see a little better how it works. They're not on every tree, but they're there so you can find a path. Are they pretty? Are they exact? No. They're painted on trees. They're there, hopefully, on part of nature that will continue to exist for many, many years to come. The trail may move because of certain things, but the blazes are here and they can be changed as needed. Blue stripes to guide our way. I encourage you to find people, thoughtful resources, sacred writings that help you on your way through some of this uncharted territory, because the trail is here. Life has been lived numerous times before by a variety of people who have left us their wisdom, their insight. Yep, I think we can be blazing our own trail in many ways. Our lives, individually and together, are unique and special. But there's a difference between blazing our own trail and running scared and frightened because we're in a panic mode. Stay well, stay safe. Thanks for watching.